Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Inshallah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone. Good morning. Happy weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It's a Saturday morning, a bright Saturday morning, inshallah. And today, welcome to the another episode of Read with Tertib, episode 6. We'll be having Sister Aisha again, and she'll be reviewing a book by Sheikh Mutasim Al-Hamidi titled The Beneficial Means to a Happy Life. Inshallah, without further ado, I would like to welcome Sister Aisha Nasruddin to the screen.
Assalamualaikum, Sister Sophia.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullah, Sister Aisha. Welcome back.
Welcome, welcome again.
Thank
Very
you so
welcome.
much. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me again.
It's always a pleasure. How are you today, Sister Aisha?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. It's a Saturday, so I guess Saturdays are all good. So Alhamdulillah, I'm very excited to continue today.
Yes, inshallah. Always. I can't wait to hear from our, book lover about the book review. I am very excited myself. So, inshallah, uh, the floor is yours, Sister Aisha, inshallah.
Okay, thank you very much. So, okay. Once again, Assalamualaikum everyone. Hi, me again. Short intro. My name is Aisha Nasruddin. I'm from Shah Alam and I've just finished my diploma in environmental health as it is stated below. And so, before further ado, and before I start my book review today, I would like all the people who are watching this live stream from anywhere you are to give a big smile like me. Smile until you can see your teeth, and then like maybe me, my gums, because we would like to be smiling like this fellow here. Okay, and you can see down below also. So as we all know, smiling is a very simple and easy exercise for us to channel all the positive vibes in all of us, and to start our day with a smile is the best way to start your day. And so, because we will be smiling while watching this live stream, we will be talking about the book, The Beneficial Means to a Happy Life, written by Sheikh Mu'tasim Al-Hamidi. Okay, so without wasting time, to lay out my book review today. The first part, I'll be talking about why I chose this book, why I like this book. Second part, I'll be talking about the author, and I'll be sharing four best parts of the book. And the third part of this book review, I will be rating a rough rate about this book, and we will continue with the Q&A session with Sister Sophia. So I promised myself to keep my time like a little girl in a dress, short but sweet. So I don't want to be all braggy about what I'll be talking. Okay, so let's stick to that. Okay, and please remind me if I am babbling too much. Okay, so why this book? Okay, so um, this first and foremost, this book is so good. After me reading it, I was so immersed in the content, the words, the discussion, and each part of it was relating to happiness, because that's what it said, happy life, right? So if the book is so good, if I could quote the book, if I could quote any parts from the book, I would quote actually all of the book, but time isn't really that wouldn't have me keeping to my promise to keep my time short and sweet, right? So I will be giving only four parts of the book, but honestly, if I had the time, I would literally like read you the whole book. I'll do a book reading. But anyway, it's not that I mean, it's thin, so like it's easy. And if you read it, pun, it's easy. So, what the book is talking about, Allah, what the book is talking about are practical ideas that relate with us today, nowadays, and how we handle a stressful life. And by handling a stressful life is by filling the parts of your life with pure happiness. And it gives you a long journey, oh, sorry, an interesting journey on how you are able to discover to the key of a happy life. Yeah. So, moving on to the next part, I'll be talking about the author. Okay, so as you all know, the book is written by Sheikh Mu'tasim Al-Hamidi. And actually, this book is an interpretation of Sheikh Mu'tasim. Sheikh Mu'tasim interpreted the book from another book that was narrated by Sheikh Abdurrahman bin Nasir As-Sa'idi. And the book that he interpreted from was named Al-Wasail Al-Mufidah Lil Hayah As-Sa'idah. Yes. So shout out to all of those Arabic speakers. You can translate that for me on the comments. So Sheikh Mu'tasim, oh sorry, excuse me, Sheikh Abdurrahman, the book, the Arabic title that I just said just a minute ago, Sheikh Abdurrahman wrote his book based on another book which was narrated by written by Dale Carnegie. And Dale Carnegie wrote a book named Stop Worrying and Start Living. Means Sheikh Abdurrahman wrote his book from a non-Muslim and apparently the words that he used to describe Dale Carnegie's book was a masterpiece. So he was very moved by how interesting the content of Dale Carnegie's book. And so Sheikh Abdul Rahman produced his book, but through the perspective of Islam. And so, because Dale Carnegie is apparently not Muslim. So, I think that's what's amazing about this book because how Sheikh Abdul Rahman, I bet the book from Sheikh Abdul Rahman is very deep in content, and how Sheikh Mu'tasim simplified the book written by Sheikh Abdul Rahman in a more easier way and applicable to us nowadays and the people nowadays. Okay, so without further ado, because oh yes, another thing, the good thing about this book is it has a small chapter named Introduction about the lifeline of Sheikh Abdul Rahman and how Sheikh Mu'tasim like made dedicated one chapter about explaining and telling us about the life of Sheikh Abdul Rahman and how amazing he produced his journey in producing his book. And so it means how dedicated he is to the person that inspired him to write, to Sheikh Mu'tasim be writing this book, right? Okay, so enough about that. Let's get to the best part. So I'll be sharing four parts, four best parts of this book. Okay, so before that, the book in front looks like this. Okay, and the back part looks like this. And this is how thick it looks, which is apparently it has around roughly 74 pages. And there are 17 chapters. Okay, so I won't be talking about all of it. So the four best parts of it. Okay, the first best part of the book is the first chapter named religious means, natural means, and physical means. Okay, so in this first chapter, it's Sheikh Mu'tasim is explaining to the readers how he makes us understand the nature of humans, that we all want to live a happy life, but not everybody has the same capability to acquire a happy life, because like he said, from the name of the chapter, religious means, natural means, and physical means. So some of us are acquiring are achieving happiness by religious means. For a simple example, a pious man would achieve happiness through his religious practices. Yes, and so that's what religious means. And so the second is natural means. Simple example is how a person achieves happiness. That is, he is born with a happy and easygoing attitude or personality or nature. Means he is prone to face situations with a happy and easygoing personality. So naturally, he's happy, right? And the third is by physical means. So this means the man is through life, he learns how to implement happiness in his life through experience or lessons that he have learned by facing his life experiences or activities that he's done. And after he learns from those lessons, now by then does he know how to implement happiness to his life. So those three means are the means that are explained in the first chapter. So it like gives a convenient way to say that different people require different ways to achieve their definition of happiness. So I like how that chapter illustrates that clear image for all the readers, and it is direct for us to understand, and sufficient way of explanation by the words used by Sheikh Mutassim. Okay, so that's, but maybe because I'm not explaining it with much enthusiasm, so it doesn't look that happening. But really, that first chapter is phenomenal. Okay, so the second chapter, I mean, the second best part of the book is the second chapter, which the name of the chapter is. Yeah, the name of the chapter is Faith and Righteous Deeds. Okay, so we can conclude. Oh, sorry. The beginning of the second chapter. The first sentence of it, it begins with, it says the most effective way to find happiness and tranquility is through faith, and that means in faith in Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, as we are Muslims, or in the faith of God. So this chapter is a bit thick compared to other chapters. So why I would like to quote only one part of it, which I think is very deep for me. The quote is, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala says that with hardship comes ease, and so they discuss what is ease, and it further explains how different the believers and the non-believers face hardships, how different the believers and the non-believers face blessings. Because the quote was, with hardship comes ease. So I'll be explaining to you how the believers, how this book says, how the believers face hardships. The Prophet ﷺ was talking about in this hadith, where he says, amazing is the state of the believer. Whatever happens to him is good for him. If something good happens to him, he is thankful for it, and that is good to him. But if something bad comes to him, he is patient, and this is also good for him. So he says how even if hardship comes, it's good for the believer, because it's an opportunity for him to be patient and to have faith in God, that there is a reward for him being patient. And if also good things happen to him, not hardships, good things, he is also thankful, and because he knows that that is a reward for him for being patient, or he rejoices in that blessing. So by the non-believers. When they face hardships, they'll be like blaming themselves and putting themselves in state of anxiety, stress, worry, and anxiety, being like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? Yeah. So it continues to explain about how the face blessings. Okay, the believers by the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Allah loves to see the impact and the consequence of his blessing on his servants. So from that hadith, we can conclude that actually Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants his servants to rejoice in the blessings that he rewards to us, and not by taking his rewards and blessings for granted, like how a person receives a raise in their salary and they like exploit the blessing that is rewarded to him. Okay, and so and other he explains the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, this is about the non-believers. Okay, how they face blessings. If a man had a valley full of gold, he would wish for a second one, and if he had a second one, he would wish for a third. So that enough is simple enough for us, the readers, to understand how the non-believers, when they receive blessings from God, they will just want more. They want more. They want more. After having, like, they think that's enough, but when they see something more than them, something more than what they have, they would be like, oh, I want that one too. So it's just a continuous cycle of not having enough. So I think it's directly, it explains to you how I mean, the information is easy to accept, right? So there was another quote that the Arabs say, contentment is an inexhaustible treasure. Means to explain how the non-believers just a minute ago, how they don't feel enough with what they have. So actually the feel of having is what benefits the believers. Okay, so I would like to finish that chapter with a powerful part of it. It says that the believer has a firm heart. When the boat is shaking, his heart does not lose in faith because it sees beyond the boat and the ocean. It sees the creator of the boat and ocean. So I think that quote is very powerful, because how the believers are another level higher than the non-believers, because they see further about how things are, because they see that all of this is the plans of God. Okay, so finished my second best part of the book. Okay, so the third part of the third best part of the book is a chapter named comparison. Okay, so in this chapter, okay, I'll be reading you a small part of the chapter. Okay. A wise person knows that life is short and it is worth living in happiness and tranquility. It is not worth that you waste or even shorten this life with stress and with stress and anxiety. This is completely against the right approach to life. Okay, so it says how a wise man says a wise man knows better for himself that he should be spending his life with happiness, filling it with happiness, and not stress and anxiety. So that is an important part where it explains how the believers do not offer their life to be consumed by all these worries, these insignificant worries, because and further in the chapter it explains how actually most of their worries are about basically about or bad things that could occur in the future. And so actually in further in the chapter it says how actually our minds, it's not about how the probability of that bad occurrence happening in the future, but actually our minds are focused on the fear of it happening, when actually the possibility of the bad future happening is like maybe negative 99%. I mean, there's so many things that could have good things that could actually happen, but our minds are feeding ourselves with how the possibility of the bad future can happen. And another powerful thing about this chapter is it gives a very relatable example of how people worry. The bad future that I said just a minute ago is how people worry about what people say. Maksudnya, how the people who are consuming themselves with worry is they're worried about what others say about you. Okay, so um, specifically when it comes to verbal harm. Yeah, so macam how you think that when you wear a certain appearance or a certain clothing, you'll be like, oh, what the hell is she wearing? Why does he have his hair like that? Like, actually, nobody is saying that to you. You're just feeding your mind with those negative thoughts, and so um, okay, sorry. In the book it says what people say about you is none of your business. I think that line is like khalas. So it reflects more about them than anything about you. And al-mutanab, a famous poet, says how often someone mocks on a beautiful statement and the only problem is in his understanding. So actually, when you face with people who say bad things to you or give a negative opinion about you or how you look or how you act, it's actually portraying how what their minds are thinking about 24/7. So it's not talking about you; it's talking about them. So I think that's a very powerful message to be shared in that. Okay, so that will finish my third best part of the book. Okay, so coming to the last part, and always they say the last part is the best. So the last best part of this book is the chapter natural inclinations. Okay, so natural inclinations. The chapter is actually very, very short, but short and sweet like my talk. Okay, so the chapter itself is only one page, but it is so wholesome. Okay, so uh, apparently I'll try and make time because it's just short, so I'll be reading you the message, the whole chapter, because it's just one page. Okay, so Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Among the ways to gain comfort in life is to handle virtues based on your natural inclinations, as opposed to pushing yourselves that leads you to stress and anxiety. You should listen to where your heart is guiding you. Do not take all virtues at once. You need to be selective. Highlight that. You need to sense out your heart. What is it leaning to? What is it excited about? These things are the things that you should start doing. The consequence of you pushing yourself is that you'll be disappointed and not achieve the virtues that you have pushed yourself into. Because when you push yourself, you have taken the wrong way to your virtue. This is the part of wisdom. Highlight that again. And based on this, you turn calamities into opportunities. You turn hardships into ease by knowing how to see through it. Imam Ibn al-Hams says, whoever finds within himself a strong leaning towards a certain field of knowledge, let him not spend his time studying something else. If you approach something that you do not like and you leave what you would be like someone who is trying to grow olives in India or to grow fruits in Spain. All of these do not give fruits. We should know that who we are in order to manage ourselves within the religion of Allah. Okay, so when I read the quote of Imam Ibn Hamza, it was a bit funny because like I was like, what is he saying about coconuts and olives? But when you read it again and again, then you understand it because it's direct. So it's saying how this chapter is saying how um, in us giving in us being trying to gain comfort in life by doing kindness to others, or like filling ourselves with happiness is by doing small acts of kindness, or in this chapter it says virtue, which means like another good of doing good deeds or doing good acts of kindness. So you should how to spread that, or how to start doing or implementing that in life is you should focus on things that you are attracted to. For instance, I am attracted to reading, for instance. So I should be focusing on like giving good books to my friends, because and like sharing my thoughts about the books that they've read, the books that I've read, and like explaining to them how impactful, or sharing good quotes. So because I am attracted and I am to those things, so I excel in those things, and it's easier for me to like perform in that field because I am excited and attracted to that field. And so that's how that's a powerful message that maybe not all people understand, because many people be like pushing themselves and saying how I need to do good, I need to da'wah, I need to join usra, I need to finish the whole Quran. But maybe your strength is not in that. Well, it is a good, I mean, a good practice by all Muslims, because all Muslims are known told to study the Quran, but uh, within our own pace. Maybe because you don't have a good proficiency level of Arabic, so it takes time for you to understand the Quran, or understand the tafsir or something. But you should maximize your time, or maximize your energy to things that you are inclined to, or I mean, what you call it, cenderung to. So by that, like how Imam Ibn Hamzah says, if you are focused on things that you aren't excited about, it'll be like trying to grow olives in India, trying to grow coconuts in Spain, which means like they do not they there's a tree but there's no fruit, like there's no product out of your efforts. So that powerful message, I think it's an exclusive that not many of us know, not many of us receive that message, and I think that's an important thing about this book. It makes this book exclusive to have that discussion be discussed in this book. So I think that's another very special thing about this book. Okay, so Alhamdulillah, I managed to finish my 4 best parts in a dash. So these 4 best parts of me, I hope you think they are cool too. They are phenomenal, and it moves me. So I hope it moves you too. And okay, to the third part. I will be rating this book, and I will give it a solid 9.5, a solid 10 to be honest. I like it because of the beautiful language that Sheikh Mutasim uses, the explanation that he discusses on how, and how easy the word usage that he uses, it's direct and it conveys a direct message for the readers, and it's easy for the readers to accept that information. And also the issues that are discussed in here are very relatable to our daily lives and what we go through. So that's I think a good book is how book how good the content is relatable to the readers, and that's how a reader enjoys a good book. And it also serves a bunch of clear solutions, like actual solutions that are applicable to face the hardships that we go through in life by gaining happiness from the methods that it shows. So, Alhamdulillah, I have finished. So, let's get to the Q&A session. Hello, Sister Sophia.
Hello, Sister Aisha. That was wonderful sharing on the book.
Okay. Alhamdulillah.
I was very focused on what you're saying because it was very beautiful. I was just wondering a few things, but yeah, let us check on our social media first. Inshallah, we'll go to the first question. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Please share us tips on how to lead a happy life.
Wow.
Maybe from your reading on that book, maybe like you may
okay.
highlight a few points that you feel may be beneficial to all of us.
All right.
Tips. Mm.
I try and get my answers short and sweet too. Okay. How to lead a happy life.
Yeah.
Okay. An easy point, just one point I'll share, is how we should train our mind to focus on the positive parts of life and not the negative. Like the second best part of the book that I shared with you. The third part that I shared to you, how the believers are their minds are their minds are focused on the creator of the world, not the creations. So how we ourselves should focus on the positive parts in life, in anything and in everything, because we should know that all of these things are happening or occurring or are created kun fayakun, because without Allah's will it would never happen. And even through bad times, hard times, there's always a good part of it, but it's just our eyes are like, we always train our mind to think about the obvious thing, but there's a bigger picture behind it. So we should always, in everything, find the positive side of it. And I think it's easy to say, but it's not that easy to do and implement. But it's also a reminder for me too. So I think focus on the positive things. Inshallah, you'll be happy.
All right. Okay. I love that. I was just wondering about when we are discussing about things like this. I was always wondering about, maybe for some people they find it easy to to ignore the negative thoughts that come into their mind, or maybe they have years of training on how to do that, right? But maybe for some people they find it
It's just hard.
very hard to do that.
Yeah.
That people's words affect them very much.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe from your reading, maybe I don't know, maybe you find something for that group of people. You know how to keep on strong. To ignore those words from people.
Yeah, I understand. Like how the first chapter explained, some people are naturally happy. Some people have to learn and experience something in order for themselves to be happy. And so, um, it's a pity for them who have to struggle more in order to achieve, and these who are like born to be happy. So, I advise and my advice is also based on this book and what I understand from this book. Us Muslims, because one thing that we have more than the non-believers is that we have God. We have God. Other religions also have their God, but like there's only one God to all, and the believers have more faith, and we should stick to our faith. Maybe because some Muslims are struggling to with their faith and all, but I guess that's a beautiful way. Beautiful, you may say, like beautiful hardship, beautiful struggles, because from those struggles, if you are able to overcome those struggles, you and have like keep on reminding yourself that Allah is always there. Allah is always there. Like you're not alone in this world. You're not the only one through these bad things, these hard times. Because there's also like a small part of the book. It says how in hardships we should in hard times we should focus on people who are less fortunate, and so those that is a good way for these people to understand that they're not the only one, and be try to have strong faith that Allah is always there for you.
Right. Yeah, that's great. We will be at peace, our heart and our mind, when we know that Allah is always with us,
Yeah,
and when we believe in Him, that everything that happened to us, there will be, yeah, reason from it, right?
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. No more better words than you can.
Okay. Next. Um, how do we prevent negative thoughts from controlling us?
Okay, how do we prevent negative thoughts from controlling us?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I guess it's quite similar with what we have discussed earlier, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yep. Like
Mm,
the third part of the book that I
mm,
said,
mm, mm.
it's actually it's just we're afraid of it. Those negative thoughts, we are creating that image. So um, I guess by surrounding yourself with positive things, positive vibes, positive people would help reduce these images of negative thoughts, and it would be a good way to train ourselves to stop thinking negative thoughts, is by surrounding us with good vibes, good people, and good environment. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I remember our conversation with Sister Najiba yesterday.
Uh-huh.
If you watched the live yesterday, she mentioned
Yeah.
about the big bag and the smaller bag. And
Yes,
I
this.
think we can imply it to this too. I mean,
Yep.
for the group of people that find it easy
Mm.
to have, you know, to
Have
avoid
a
the
bigger bag.
negative thoughts,
Oh yeah, huh?
yeah, that they shouldn't look down or you know downgrade the people who have
Have
to
smaller bag.
struggle. Yeah, yeah, about it. Yeah, that's a
Yep,
great thing.
yep.
Inshallah.
We stand smaller bags. Have empathy for smaller bags.
Yes, have empathy. Yeah, have empathy.
Yes, smaller bags matter.
We can start a campaign on it.
Okay,
All right.
definitely.
Next, what do you think of people who rely on finding happiness outside of their faith or religion? Oh.
Okay, I think I understand.
Mm.
Um. Okay. What I can say is, um, this book doesn't really say that happiness is only for the believers, but happiness is for everyone, and everyone is um, qualified to have a happy life.
Mm.
And
Mm.
every people have different definitions of happiness in their own way.
Yes.
But what I'm trying to say that the believers have a higher level, a different level from the non-believers, because they have God and they have faith in the things that happen in life. So um, the question was how people find happiness in things that are not not religious. Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I don't think that's a problem, because maybe that's their definition of happiness. And it's not wrong to find happiness in things that aren't religious. But like I said in the chapter comparison, because you should focus on things that are apa? you are cenderung to, and you are excited about that field. So it's not wrong for you to find happiness. Like maybe I find happiness in listening to rock songs. Yeah. So um, it's not wrong to have happiness found in rock songs because that's my passion. But what makes most believers different than unbelievers, how we interpret it, and we spread the virtues in their perspective of Muslim and Islam. So maybe there are Islamic rock songs. Yeah. So, but we should always be careful in what we like and do, and to make sure that we don't get our ideologies jumbled up, because these are hard times we're living in. Like fitnah dajjal is everywhere. So make sure to always do your research about the things that you like. If it involves something like maybe you like clubbing, maybe you should check something, check back on your. Yeah, that's all.
All right, understood. Okay, as a young people who live in like early 20s, right? You're
Yeah.
on your early 20s. So,
Yes.
what would be your, I don't know, your opinion, or your advice to
Mm-hmm.
those youth out there who, yeah, we live in the world with, yeah, technologies and everything, social media.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your advice to them on, you know, to stay positive and to rely on God and faith, to, yeah, to have the eternal happiness, inshallah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Huh? Okay. So, um, yes, I am in my early 20s, and early 20s, different people have different experience, different life stories.
Yeah.
But to be in this current era, with the early 20s and my friends, um, not many of us are happy.
Mm-hmm.
And my close friends also have been saying a not very happy life, like having mental issues themselves, like
Mm.
depression, anxiety,
All
and
right.
how, yeah. So I think it's a hard time to be growing up in this era and facing everything. But like I said, um, to me, tech, because my age group is very involved with technology, right? And so this is my personal opinion. I think it gives good and bad on how you manage it yourself. And for the people that are facing hardships and a not happy life, I think you should maybe lessen your time on these technologies, and like surround yourself and get yourself more involved in things that make you happy. Like surround yourself with happy people, because to me, like me personally, if I'm having a bad time and I spend lots of time on social media or something, it will keep giving me bad thoughts and bad perspective in things, and it doesn't really make me happier. So to me, for the people of my group age, I would advise you to surround yourself with good people, because if I'm not mistaken, it is said, a quote, if you be friends with a fragrance seller, you will have the fragrance from that seller, and
Mm.
vice versa. So, so if you are friends, if you are close friends with, and if you interact with positive people, inshallah, those positive vibes, those positive thoughts will be channeled also to you. So I
Yes.
think, and also I think it's very important to have friends that are positive and relate to you, to your mind and your faith and all. So find good friends and focus on Allah.
Yes, yes. It's a good sharing. It's a good conversation we have on Saturday
Alhamdulillah.
morning. Alhamdulillah.
Very beneficial.
Yeah, very
The
beneficial.
beneficial means. Okay.
To a happy
So,
life. Okay.
yeah.
All right. I think that's about it. The questions from our from the Instagram and Facebook. All
Alhamdulillah.
right. Inshallah. Last word from you, Sister Aisha.
Oh, because I didn't get to um, thank everyone, so I'm gonna thank everyone for joining. Thank everyone for supporting this live, supporting Tertib, supporting this book. So I hope my book review will inspire everyone to keep on leading a happy life. And if you don't feel happy, I hope if you buy this book, you'll feel the happiness channeled inside to you. And I hope this short live will inspire everyone to be happier in life. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Tertib. Thank you,
Thank
Allah.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sister
Okay.
Aisha, for
Yeah.
joining us and for the beautiful sharing. Inshallah, we will do more of this. Inshallah, Sister Aisha,
Ya
with
Allah,
you.
amin. Looking forward
Okay.
to that.
Inshallah, inshallah, inshallah. Okay, I think that's about it. Inshallah, we've come to the end of our episode 6 of Read with Tertib. And inshallah, I have actually one announcement to make. Don't forget to buy With the Heart in Mind by Shay Mikhail Smith. It's on promotion price 10%. It ends tomorrow, so you have to grab it fast before
Grab it, grab
tomorrow.
it.
Yeah, it's a good book. We receive a good review, many good review of it, and yes, don't miss the chance to grab it while it's in promotion price. Okay, I think that's it. Yes, thank you so much to all of you who tuning in, who spend your Saturday morning, your precious Saturday morning with us. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. Inshallah, to more episodes of Twitter Tape. Inshallah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for watching.
Salam warahmatullah.